Welcome to the Purple Podcast. Today we're getting into a topic that is usually defined by a lot of shouting, but we're here to look at it through a practical lens. We're talking about abortion in 2026. It's been about 4 years since the Supreme Court handed the power back to the states, and since then, there hasn't been a single national standard. Rules change the moment you cross the state line. I want to walk through the legal map and specific choices people are facing today. If you look at the U.S. map today, it's spectrum. On one end, you have 13 states with total bans. In places like Texas or Alabama, the law generally only steps aside to save the life of the mother. In these 13 states, the law treats a fetus as a person with the right to life from the moment of conception. For people here, the law is a moral shield. Then, you have states with gestational limits. Florida and Georgia, for example, have limits around 6 weeks. Other states, like North Carolina, have set the line at 12 weeks. On the other side of the spectrum, you have about 25 states where abortion is legal up to fetal viability, usually around 24 weeks. A lot of these states have even passed shield laws. These laws are meant to protect their doctors and patients from being investigated by officials in states where the procedure is banned. This has created two very different Americas. To understand the heart of the debate in 2026, we have to look past the political slogans and at the core values driving both sides. Both perspectives want to protect life and liberty, they just disagree on whose life and liberty take precedence. On the other side, the argument is built on sanctity of life. For many, science reinforces the belief that a fetus is a distinct human being from conception. Proponents argue that a society is judged on how it treats its most vulnerable. From this view, the right to life is the foundation of all other rights. They believe that the Supreme Court was right to return this to the states, allowing communities to set their own moral standards. On the other side, the argument centers on bodily autonomy and the practicality of healthcare. For these people, the ability to control one's own body is the most basic form of freedom. They point out that abortion is often a medical necessity, and argue that legal fogs and banned states put women at risk of sepsis or permanent injury because doctors are too afraid of prison to treat miscarriages. They see shield laws as a defense against government outreach into private medical conditions. It feels like a stalemate, but there are places where the shouting stops. Both sides are starting to talk more about maternal health support. In states with bans, like Mississippi, there was a growing push, even from conservative lawmakers, to expand postpartum Medicaid and rural healthcare. There is a realization that if the law requires a pregnancy to continue, the state has a duty to ensure that the mother and child are not left in medical or financial neglect. As we wrap up today, it's clear that 2026 isn't the end of the story. Maybe the way forward isn't a national law that makes one side win, but a commitment to make sure that no one is left without the care they need. Thanks for listening.